friends and family, my name is Skylent, and over at twitch.tv/Skylent, I play a lot of competitive games, and especially I find that there's really nothing more rewarding than the attempted mastery of a head-to-head 1v1 esport game. Now, I'm not just going to slap this list full of fighting games, because I could. I really wanted to get the full cast and crew and the full color spectrum of all the different kinds of games that have host to 1v1 esports experiences. Now, I've also went ahead and made sure that I picked games that are kind of a little bit tried and true when it comes to being a spectator esport. They've had paid tournaments, they have promoted their esport sector of the game, and of course, mechanically, 1v1, it's competitive, but is it a sport? Is it fun to watch? Is it fun to play as a whole community? I do believe that these 10 games are, and they should have a nice future for anybody that's looking to grow within them. So, all I can say is get hyped for the fight, guys. This is going to be my top 10 esport 1v1 titles. All right, friends and family, starting out, we're going to be talking about a game called For Honor. And if you actually watch the latest championship that they had, it's got overwhelmingly dislikes. But see, For Honor at launch, it was a cool game. Absolutely, it's a cool game now. But was it really a sport? I don't know, but Ubisoft is seriously pushing it even when it probably didn't deserve that honor. But For Honor, I think, is reclaiming its former glory. You see, it's actually going to have servers soon, and it's getting balance updates, I dare say? Maybe. I mean, we'll have to see, but For Honor is still chugging along there, and its population hasn't completely died. Wow. So anyways, this is going to be taking the spot of the genre, what do you even call this? I guess you could say arena brawler. And if you're looking also for a game that's in early access, there's coming out Mordau, which is very interesting, as well as a game called Battle Right. Pretty niche still though. For Honor definitely kind of deserves a spot on this list because it is a unique game that, against all odds, might actually become something really, really exciting to watch. Moving on through the list, we have a newcomer here, which is kind of like this really ridiculous new genre, which I don't know what you would consider it, but it's a real-time strategy game, kind of, but it's a card game. It's Clash Royale, guys. And really, I think that there's a lot of clones coming out, but Clash Royale is the one. And while the queuing system in the tournament and leaderboard system is not the most competitive, it's still a really fun 1v1 game. Very imbalanced, but when you get to the tournament level, when you're actually playing tournaments, when you're actually going and watching the streams, those big published events, just a little bit of excitement in the air. And it's because it's in real time and you have to actually play around with the real-time AI that each unit has. You know, some of them will focus on turrets, some of them will focus on enemy units, and when you spawn a unit, where you spawn a unit, when it aggroes other units, it's really cool to make those tactical decisions which you just don't get in normal turn-based card games, or even in other real-time strategy games where you directly control each unit. But next up, I wanted to highlight FIFA, and I do believe that FIFA might be one of the most popular esport games. I'm not actually sure how popular its sport aspect is, but I know it's a freaking popular series, and obviously soccer worldwide is huge, right? But anyways, just kind of sports games in general, even if you're a sword and magic kind of person, I really want to get you guys to try some of these out. And I know myself, I need to jump back into them, even though they're very console exclusive. But anyways, these games are really strategic and very tactical when you actually see them played at a very high level. And I know personally, more than almost any other game aside from maybe Call of Duty, local tournaments are abound everywhere. Dude, freaking Walmarts are going to have like FIFA tournaments and stuff like that. It's actually really exciting. These are essentially kind of like RTSs, RPGs that you can play that have a tremendous amount of depth that a lot of people just think it's like, oh, it's a sports game. It's just there to promote the sport. But actually, because it does promote the sport and it's sponsored by that huge sport and foundation, these games have very consistent tournaments. And I just ask that, hey, maybe just jump on Twitch when there is a tournament and check it out and see if it suits you. Because even though it does seem like a usual sport, actually mechanically, these are very unique experiences to anything else on this list. Right, moving right on through, guys, let's talk about Rocket League. Now, I put this separate from FIFA and other sports games because Rocket League is, well, it's freaking rocket cars. It's just a little bit different, and it doesn't play like the RTS-y kind of mechanics of, you know, the football games and basketball games. So anyways, Rocket League, you just control a car, and their big sports is definitely on 3v3, but you can find tournaments for 3v3, 2v2, 1v1, and don't be afraid, guys. Rocket League is a ridiculously high skill ceiling game, but at the same time, it's actually really just kind of fun. It's very casual. It's very easy to actually jump in. Maybe you could say it's like a low skill floor, high skill ceiling. I don't know, or maybe it's just so ridiculous that there's just really no expectation that you would be able to perfectly control everything always. It's a physics-based soccer game with freaking rocket cars. I don't know what to say. I don't know really how to describe it. You just really should kind of just play it, regardless if you want to be competitive or not. But if you do want to be competitive, holy hell, dude, that skill ceiling. Just check out some gameplay. If you think, oh my god, how in the world did he do that? Promise you. Play this game, try to learn it a little bit. You'll see it's very, very hard, but people who like competitive games will likely enjoy the grind of mastery. Next up on our list, coming at number 6, we have Street Fighter V. This is going to be the biggest and probably most promoted and most prolific fighting game out there. I'm pretty sure it is the atlas of all fighting games. I'm pretty sure it is the foundation of most fighting game LAN tournaments, especially the event EVO. It's from our childhood, it's from the arcades. Our freaking parents played Street Fighter, and now we do too. Fighting games could probably just fill up this whole list, like I said earlier. But this is going to be focused on like the 2D Street Fighter type of fighters, and obviously Street Fighter is going to be the one that I promote here. But there's other games like Killer Instinct or Skullgirls, and I can go on and on. These games have pretty high skill floors, generally. But luckily, fighting games do group together, at least when it comes to EVO. They do kind of support each other, unlike a lot of genres on this list. And a lot of skills can translate from one game to the other. So if you're looking to pick up a fighting game, Street Fighter is a great place to go. And from there, you can move on to who knows what else is going to come. And halfway on the list, I really wanted to put Hearthstone. Now, this is a really popular game that has lots of little tournaments, and in fact, you could just add a friend and just 1v1 them at any time you want, and I wouldn't doubt if there's actually a lot of events if you go to like a tabletop gaming convention. I know it's a mobile game, but still, yeah, whatever. It's a digital card game, and I think a lot of people are really enjoying this title. Now, Hearthstone definitely is going to have some competition coming up, but all in all, it's freaking Blizzard, dude. They are going to promote the crap out of this, and Blizzard is really just promoting esports in all of its games. They're even building a new esports center. So Hearthstone, I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon. And if you're looking for a learning experience, oh my gosh, all the different classes and all the different cards they keep force feeding us. Oh yeah, there's an experience to be had. Next up, let's talk about a game that has evolved so drastically from since it was first announced, and that's going to be Pokemon. And if you've fallen out of touch, then what a tragedy, but Pokemon is actually one of the most competitive games in the world. If you've ever tried to play online these battles and actually try to play a little bit of competition, maybe a local one, I don't know, or try to enter the World Championships, dude, seriously, these guys are serious. Pokemon is one of the most intense strategic games out there where you're just mixing and matching different Pokemons, different skills and different, attributes and items, and oh my gosh, dude. And then you have to rock, paper, scissors mechanics, and then it's like rock, paper, scissors within rock, paper, scissors. It's really ridiculous what you got to do, what you got to think, the tactics that you see at a world championship level with this game, and it's straight there, 1v1. Of course, you're going to be utilizing all sorts of different Pokemans yourself. It actually really is exciting, and it's the only game on this list that's at all like it, or really kind of in its genre period. A PvP RPG that promotes esports potential. I think really only Pokemon can get away with it. All right, let's talk about Smash. And I think some of you guys were worried it wasn't going to be on the list because I already talked about For Honor and Street Fighter, but no, this is a platform fighter. This is a different genre where each character has unique abilities that are based on the idea of knocking people off the platforms, staying on the platforms, flippity-flopping around the platforms, and just trying not to fall off. So Smash, that's kind of its gimmick, and it's really interesting because it started as a party game. It was supposed to be super casual and chaotic, but in the community's hands, especially those competitive-minded players, found out that this game actually had an almost infinite skill ceiling, and you could do so much ridiculous stuff. And not only that, but it is awesome just to watch. When you see these players going ham at each other, and it just the spectacle of it all is fan-freaking-tastic. So absolutely, guys, high up there on the list there is Smash. And honestly, frankly, compared to other fighting games out there, I really hope we see more like this. And there's a free-to-play called Brawlhalla, and there's Rivals of Aether that's coming out. There's a lot of posers, but Smash ain't going nowhere, guys. Just jump in, you can have fun, it's chill, it's casual, but at the same time, if you do want to go pro, there's always a place for you in Smash. Next, let's talk about the arena shooter genre with Quake. The newest game, Quake Champions, is really exciting. I personally was watching QuakeCon during the finals there with Claus as well as Vu, and that was ridiculous. I've literally never seen anybody had that good of an aim. And Vu, oh my gosh, the ridiculous reactions that he had to being like with the oppressive aim against him, he was playing really smart and tactical, and that's what makes arena shooters really awesome. It's not just pure aim. I mean, an aim bot could actually lose in Quake because it's all about that map control. It's an arena shooter. You have to run around the arenas, memorize the arenas, the physics of all the different weapons, and now with champions, all the different characters. Oh my gosh, there's so much to think about. There's so much to do. It's a very mental game, not just mechanical game. So as a full suite of skills that you need to play, yeah, Quake, dude, is always having you on your toes. And there's some other arena shooters, but really, unlike fighting games, they don't really promote each other, and they don't really hold each other up. So I'll just promote the biggest one here right now, the newest toy, Quake Champions. You guys should check it while it's hot. But finally, our number one, and almost certainly you knew this was going to be number one. If it wasn't an arena shooter, you knew it was going to be Starcraft. Starcraft requires, it's not just strategy, right? It's not just brain power. The amount of mechanical prowess and memorization that you need, your actions per minute in this game absolutely definitely rival Smash or Quake. I mean, at the highest absolute levels, it does require a little bit of different skill sets, but all in all, like, you need to be fully prepared to have a fully exhausting experience whenever you're playing StarCraft at an actual competitive level. But of course, it's just an RTS, right? I mean, it's real time, sure, but I mean, how real time does this game get? Just look at a video of somebody recording a pro player's hands while he's doing build orders. No, that's it. Just spawning units and see how intensive that can be. And that's not even going through the entire pace of the game, or actually during confrontations, microing all the different little units. StarCraft is frankly just the most insane RTS, and it makes rock stars out of Koreans, and that's fantastic. And hopefully we can see more games that just go above and beyond and just have that insane skill ceiling, especially focusing on 1v1, such as StarCraft. But at the same time, there is always different kinds of skills. As evidence, Clash Royale's on this list. There's many other games on this list that can be played casually or be entered at a very comfortable level, and then you become skilled later on, and then you still have a pretty interesting skill ceiling with unique skills in those games. I gotta say, that's the end of the list, obviously, but if you want to see me play these kind of games and more, go to twitch.tv/Skylent. I would really appreciate it. I would love it. That's basically why I make this video. Please, guys, watch my Twitch. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you have fun. Even if you get your ass kicked constantly, that's cool too, man. Just keep jamming. Keep that hype alive, guys. And I'll see you again next time.